Welcome to Jesse Watters Primetime. I am Sean Duffy. All right, let's start with a Fox News alert. President Trump says the FBI seized his passports during their raid on Mar-a-Lago, saying, quote, "They stole my 3 passports along with everything else. This is an assault on a political opponent at a level never seen before in our country." Do they think former President Trump is a flight risk? Where's he going to flee to? His plane has his name written on the side in giant gold letters. Sources are also telling Fox News that the FBI seized records that are covered by attorney-client privilege and executive privilege. If you want to know how this could possibly happen to a former president, all you have to do is look at the language used in the warrant. It was specifically overly broad. It gave the feds the power to rifle through every inch of the mansion, Trump's safe, the master bedroom, even Melania's clothes, despite knowing exactly where the documents were located. This wasn't by the book. Garland said so himself.
The department does not take such a decision lightly. Where possible, it is standard practice to seek less intrusive means as an alternative to a search and to narrowly scope any search that is undertaken.
So in the eyes of the DOJ, Trump is below the law. Garland says it's standard practice to be less intrusive. There's nothing more intrusive than having 30 agents in your home for 9 hours. And it obviously wasn't narrow in scope. They turned his mansion upside down, raided his wife's closet. This was calculated. They were looking for, quote, fruits of a crime? That gives the FBI access to anything and everything in Trump's home, who has never had a drink of alcohol, he's never smoked a cigarette, and he's never been convicted of a crime. But to the Democrats and the DOJ, Trump is El Chapo. So they threw out the rule book. This isn't the first time. It's a systemic takedown that's been going on since the day Trump came down the golden escalator. If you're paying attention, you've lost faith in the FBI. But the people who are part of the machine want you to think everybody's getting the same treatment. Do you remember Peter Strzok? He's the former FBI agent who was caught telling coworkers that they could stop Trump from becoming president. He was part of the investigation that let Clinton off the hook for the emails and also worked with Mueller on the phony Russia collusion probe. He says the FBI is playing fair and square.
Absolutely, the American public should trust what the FBI is doing. It's not that the FBI is targeting any one side or the other. What you see is the FBI going out on a day-in, day-out basis, objectively investigating allegations of law.
And the media is covering for the FBI, too. They say, if you call this raid unjust, you're putting FBI lives in danger.
Republicans in Congress reacted to the news of the FBI search by rallying to Donald Trump's defense and attacking the FBI.
This behavior is treasonous. These Republicans and others are creating an environment of political violence. They are putting Americans at risk, not only FBI agents, but any American or anybody, really, who is seen as the target of the far right.
The noisiest voices on the right were calling for everything from the abolishment of the FBI to civil war.
Now, that's odd coming from the same people who spent the last decade covering for violent rioters who burn down our cities every time there's an officer-involved shooting. They told us all about the criminal justice system and how it was systemic and broken. But now that the highest levels of American law enforcement are targeting Trump, all of a sudden the feds are the good guys? It's funny how quickly things change. They've never cared about equal justice. They just want to see their political enemies taken down by any means necessary. Kamala bailed out a rioter who went on to murder someone. But Republicans are dangerous because they don't think a president's home should be raided over paperwork? We're going into uncharted territory here. When Obama was president and Republicans had the Congress, we didn't subpoena him over every time we had a disagreement or he didn't work with us. There were norms and standards. Those have been completely shattered. This is how superpowers devolve into third world states, to banana republics. When Republicans take back the House and Senate in November, will they use the justice system as a weapon against the Democrats? Or will they clean house and restore our country back to normal and pride?
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.